Now on 4, what turns a regular dad into a law-breaking superhero, we exclusively follow controversial pressure group Fathers for Justice on their protest trail, up to and including their assault on Buckingham Palace. Dad's Army, the men that stormed the palace, contains strong language throughout.
Hands up who's prepared to get arrested today.
All right, guys. For my children's rights, I demonstrate. Why can't we see our kids? Why can't we see our kids? Why can't we see our kids?
This is Fathers for Justice at Work, a controversial direct action group dedicated to changing family law in Britain.
Fathers for Justice!
All of these men believe they are being unfairly denied access to their children. For the last 4 months, I followed the group's leaders as they executed a provocative campaign of stunts and attacks on the establishment.
That's your armed response.
No, let's not talk about it. Let's get a van. Let's get going before I change my mind.
I wanted to find out what turns a law-abiding father into a law-breaking protester. But I could never have imagined that my journey would lead to Buckingham Palace and an assault that would propel Fathers for Justice to worldwide notoriety.
Justice for our children!
We feel very strongly that the church is failing fathers, failing families, and most importantly, it's failing children. And so we are in action this weekend up at York Minster. Just hold your nerve, keep your nerve together.
I'd only spent a short time with Fathers for Justice, but it was clear the success of their protests had more to do with surprise and daring rather than their planning.
Go on, Dave. Stand by.
We've been rumbled. The security guard has just come out and asked us what we're doing. We didn't tell him, but we're just going to have to go and do it right now.
Let me just go in, guys. Fuck it. Right, let's go.
While Matt and the others made their way to the front of the building,
Hang on, mate, hang on, don't shake it.
Jason and Andy began a long climb to the roof.
Right, guys, sorry if
The
you can
plan was to walk reverently into the Minster, fooling the doormen with the authenticity of their clothing. But suddenly they were off.
Let us in then, don't be stupid.
I'm not trying to stop you. Please don't do this.
Go on, guys. Father! In the name of the Father!
After a brief scuffle, the Archbishop allowed Matt 2 minutes to address the Synod, the governing body of the Church of England.
I pray that you will help us change the law in this country to rebuild the family, heal the pain, heal the suffering, heal the anguish of children and fathers alike, and deliver us from the evil of family, law, injustice.
I am fucking sweating. I'm fucking sweating.
And I'd like again to ask forgiveness for disrupting the service. Thank you.
You going to do more of this?
We've already said, and we're in the church times on Friday, St Paul's, major cathedrals, major events. There's actually an ongoing rooftop protest as I speak at the moment here on the church.
What, above?
The next day, Matt was elated. Although not front-page news, Jason's exploits as the rooftop cardinal had made it into most of the national press.
There's a few of the papers. Let's have a look. The Sun calls us unholy fathers. Daily Mail, Minster Mayhem. Daily Mirror, Holy Disorder. This publicity is critical to creating awareness, to stimulating debate. That's what we're there to do. We're there to be provocative, we're there to be confrontational, and we're there to challenge people's views.
Hold that ladder. Fathers for Justice! Fathers for Justice!
No! Do not move! Get down that ladder now! Get down! Get down! Get down!
Fathers for Justice! There's 100 a day suffering at the hands of the family law in this country. bother you.
Batman! We're proud of you, Batman!
Daddy loves them! Daddy's not giving up! He's not giving in the fight! A couple of hours, that's it. Cut the camera crews, cut the pictures. Well, there's not, the camera crews are not here yet. No, they're not. No, they're not yet.
Amazingly, Jason looked calm and relaxed as he chatted to the palace security. Within a couple of hours, the media was streaming footage to every country in the world. Jason wasn't just on a 6-inch ledge, he was on a worldwide platform.
Good, Jace! Good, Jace!
Yeah, that's pretty impressive actually. It's great because obviously I'm looking around police watching me, but they don't look too clever, do they? They must really fucking hate us. Yeah, it's a byproduct of what we do that we highlight problems in security, but let's face it, it is only Batman up there. It's not a terrorist.
That shirt would have looked good with Robin on that side as well. Oh, there's your heralds.
With typical PR spin, Matt had a soundbite to justify the assault.
Yo, boy!
We're in Her Majesty, you know, it's her court, she's responsible for the courts, she's responsible, ultimately she has to carry the account for what's going on in the family courts, and he wanted to take that message straight to Buckingham Palace, straight to the Queen's main residence and send a message back. You know, as far as I'm concerned, we're here to do a job, and I want us to bounce back from our wobble the other week, and we've done that.
After 5 hours on the ledge, Jason was beginning to look exhausted. Below him, Dave was telling the world how an armed guard persuaded him down the ladder. After making sure he was still there for the 7 o'clock news, Jason agreed to come down. Buckingham Palace is a far cry from York Minster, and no one, least of all Jason, could know how much his time on the ledge would cost him. Back in Bristol, Jason was in court again for yet another hearing to find out when he could next see his children.
Police van, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 police vans for a handful of protesters. The words overkill might kind of spring to mind.
F4j turned out to support Jason, but with his Buckingham Palace notoriety, the police decided to clamp down on any potential trouble. They prevented access to the court building. Matt was back in the thick of it again.
What do we want? Where do we want it?
I read in the paper that 50 men dressed as Batman were protesting outside the Colosseum in Rome. Branches of F4j were being set up in Canada and America, and 2,000 more fathers had applied to sign up online in the UK. One of Matt's cheesier soundbites called F4j the suffragettes of the 21st century. Maybe that's how they'll be remembered. Eventually, Jason emerged from the court. His access problems remain unsolved, but his commitment to change the system of family law remains unshaken.
So you can't carry on scaling buildings?
I'm going to carry scaling buildings, of course I am. I'm going to carry on being very active. I know I'm going to have to watch me back because I followed and everything else. But you watch. I've never let you down before. I told you I was going to do something and I've done it on numerous occasions. Very shortly, I'm doing something else again.
For more information about the UK's laws on child residence and contact, visit channel4.com/family. Another mainstream campaigner for fathers' rights is Bob Geldof, and he explains the reasoning behind his views tomorrow at 9. And why has a husband whose partner is expecting a baby gone missing without a trace? Next on 4.